get up breathing, baby.
Welcome to No Stage Lights, a podcast where we go behind the smoke and mirrors of everything from marriage to entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Janelle Carter.
And I'm Terry Carter.
And welcome back to No Stage Lights,
Hey,
everybody.
guys.
So first of all, I feel like Terry sounds better than I sound, and Terry thinks I sound
just fine.
So you can be the judge of it. I need to shout out my good friend, our good friend, Paul Clampett, for the great sweatshirt. You are enough. And on the back, it has a message, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. But thanks for the awesome sweatshirt, Paul. You're awesome. We live in Grundy County. I don't know if that's what the song was about. I went down to the Grundy County auction. And I guess it could be. I do know some auctioneers.
Are there more than one? Is there more than one?
I think
Grundy County?
Yeah, I think Grundy County's like Springfield. There's one in every state, maybe.
So I'm going to guess it's not for around here.
I'm going to guess not.
Yeah.
However,
We can still claim it.
We personally know 2 auctioneers.
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be. But anyway, Grundy County has an incredible sheriff's department, and we support them as much as possible. And
100%.
Paul, our buddy, is part of that department. So thank you for that. We are talking about things going sideways when you're planning on going one way and all of a sudden you're redirected.
The road curves. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of talking about that in our own personal world outside of No Stage Lights, but we thought it would be a good message to share today.
And
So,
how to cope with that and how to adjust rather than
panic
and
freak
be
out.
disappointed. You're going to be disappointed because if you have your heart set on doing one thing and all of a sudden, just kidding, you're not
Right.
going to do that.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever come to that curve and then come out of it on the other side where you've ever thought to yourself that, how am I trying to say this? Have you ever had a regret or wish it would have gone differently on a curve? Because I have not.
It's really hard to say. The thing that comes to mind for me is the whole Nashville thing for me.
Yeah. Explain the whole Nashville
I
thing
had
for those who
I had,
unaware.
expectations of going there and going out and touring. And I did, but not nearly as long as I would have liked to have. And certain events happened and I was forced to move back home. And it just felt very incomplete and carried that for a long time. And now I'm older and I see what the Oz behind the curtain type of thing. So therefore I'm not quite as disappointed as I was when it first happened. When it first happened, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. So I had to come back, and for obviously the right reasons. But it felt very incomplete and I felt robbed. But as things kept going, and it led me to you.
Yeah. Lucky you.
No, seriously, it led me to a lot of things. Reconnecting with old friends.
Finding who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Really finding who you are.
Finding out who I am, realizing I didn't want to be a soldier type. With today, I've played covers and done other people's music my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's paid the bills, but now I'm to the point where if I had the offer to go out on the road, I think with an artist, I don't know if I'd do it.
So I have so many questions for you regarding this. So question number 1, how much of that disappointment do you think was like personal to your experience, and how much of it was it the smoke behind the mirrors? This is what it's really, because we have this idea of what going out on tour would look like with a major artist. So how much do you think was like your personal experience, and how much of it was like, this is the reality of it, but we don't see that part?
I didn't really see the reality of it until, honestly, in the past decade.
Oh,
So
you don't feel like you saw it when you were there?
no.
You were too wrapped up.
I was too wrapped up in it, and I always knew that it was, I don't want to say a popularity contest, but when I was there, Shania had been out just for a little while, and prior to that, I was the guy that was licking the envelopes and putting my promo pictures in the envelopes along with my demo tape and all this stuff.
I've
and
been there.
sending
Yeah.
it. And I was fortunate enough to get in contact with a manager in Nashville. How, I don't even remember how that happened, but he kept telling me, and knowing now what I know, he kept saying, because I'd reach out to him and say, anything available. He's, man, you got to be here. And no, after I moved there, I realized just how many musicians, how many guitar players there are. And it's just, who was I kidding? Why would they hire this guy from Chicago?
Sure, if you're not there.
And if there's 300 guys that are like right down the road waiting to take that spot.
Yeah.
So he told me, we got this new girl that's up and coming and they're putting a band together for her. And they handpicked all of those guys because, and women
For her band.
And they were all model material.
There was a brand. It's a brand.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people don't realize or think about it, that any artist that you're following, that you love, it is a brand that is built around everything that they say, they do, they look, what they're wearing, what the songs they're cutting. It's a brand.
I won't mention the artist, but he struggled a little bit with weight, so they would put him literally in a girdle under his.
Oh my gosh!
And he would put a shirt on with a big belt buckle over it and everything, but
to keep that
that
brand,
whole like
the brand,
yeah, that whole brand looking good.
Yeah.
And I felt bad about them. I was like, dang,
Well, it's got to be hard to sing.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
he literally, it was like he had a corset on or whatever they're
Jeez.
called. But all in all,
Yeah. So that curve for you. Oh, my second question was let's go back for a second, because you said that you won't want to play covers anymore, or that you didn't really say that, but you said that you wanted to play your own. Did you feel like when you were out on the road with a major touring artist and act that you were playing covers since they weren't yours? Songs?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
No. The opportunity to do it was wonderful, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
So, but
a lot of people don't dream about. We've had not arguments about this, but we have had heated conversations about how, and I think you're at a point in your life where you're like, wow, that happened. That was really an opportunity. But a decade ago, you were like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to put it on my bio. And I'm like, you're nuts.
Because it wasn't the best of experiences.
I understand.
And
of course.
Look, the grass is always greener.
Yes, I know.
So you have it pictured just how I had it pictured prior to doing it. And I got a guy that I can call right now and he'll tell you the exact same thing. He was on the road with multiple artists and he's just like
recently. Yeah.
Yeah, recently. And he's young. He's still in his 20s and he's, man, I'm burnt out. And he goes, it's just all the way down to they're telling you what you can have on stage. You can't, you're going to use this type of amp. You're going to use no pedal. It's more than what you think. It's not about just going in and playing a gig.
I want to compare it to this though, because anybody who's been married and has had a big wedding, it's easy for us to say to somebody who's not been married and have had a big wedding to say, oh my gosh, don't do that. Go small, or go away and just get married and stuff, because you haven't had that experience. So it's very similar, right? It's easy for you to say to me, no, it's not what you think, but I haven't experienced it. So I'm like, yeah, but I would have loved to do that once.
And I 100% agree with that and understand it, because not every situation is going to be what I had or what I experienced or what my friends have experienced. There are good situations.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not painting this picture to everybody's in hell except the star.
Right.
That's not the case.
Right.
It's not.
I'm sure
it's
there's
just
some really good working environments.
So getting back to what, the curve in the road, how things don't pan out how you think they will. Like I always say, everything you learn from it. And it took me a long time to get over the bitterness, but
because it doesn't feel fair.
It was like, you can have this. Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel with a lot of curves, personally. I get mad. Like, why would you, being universe, God, myself, whoever, give this opportunity or this talent, or just like when I got sick in 2011, I was so angry when I lost my voice. And for those of you who haven't been around with any of our experiences or anything, we're both musicians, singer-songwriters. And in 2011, I had a rare form of cancer in my throat, cancer-free, had a wonderful surgeon and team, but lost my ability to sing for a year. And I was mad.
You wanted to say pissed.
I was pissed. I was. And because you're like, I've worked so hard towards this. But now looking back, it was the best learning experience. And sometimes, and we said this in the first episode of this season, redirection is protection.
Yes, absolutely. It's a tough pill to swallow at the time, but you really do walk away with kind of like aha moment where you're like, oh.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
You really have two choices. And we were talking about like when the dirt comes up, when crap starts to come up from the ground and your stability is shaken, right? You're like, you can either build yourself a mound, you can climb up on top of it and see in the horizon what is to come, or you can bury yourself under it. You have two choices. And we talk a lot about every situation has a positive and a negative. Everything has a positive and a negative side, right? Like anything you could come up with right now, you could think of a positive, you could think of a negative. And earlier you said, we're going to give you some tools on how to cope with that curve. And I think that's a really important tool, is whatever you focus on is going to expand. Shout out to our buddy Rizzo, because he says that all the time. This is
Yes.
Right. What you focus on will expand.
You can't, if you beat something like that and you let it totally just take over, then that's it. You've stopped. You've stopped because
you buried yourself.
Yeah, you've stopped, and now that's all you can focus on. And we're human. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to fall into that ditch, but you still got to know how to climb out.
You have to be able to accept your emotions. So like currently, when this episode is published, I will have been on the other side of this, but like I'm dealing with some health issues of my own, and they're going to slow me down for a little bit this summer. And at first I was so mad because I work really hard, like blinders on, going towards that goal, all in, nothing's going to stop me. I need a few hours of sleep and I'm great, back on it, right? And when something stops you or slows you down, it really can throw you off track. So I had to they say get bitter or get better.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And it's okay. So maybe I needed the rest. Like we've said, look at the long term, right? So for me, long term is I am building a new company and I want to be healthy enough to sustain the type of work and the type of travel that I'm going to want to pull in for myself. And I can't do it right now. This health problem has to be taken care of if I'm going to sustain that kind of lifestyle. So that's my better, get better, get better. Yeah. But it's so easy to see it when you're not in it. And so I want our audience to have some ideas of how they can get through it and cope.
It's stages.
Okay. Yeah.
It's stages, like how the whole,
like stages of.
Yeah, I don't want to put it as a staging of grief, but kind of like along that line. Like I said, it took me a long time to dig myself out of that ditch.
Yeah.
But if you keep trying, that's the key.
Yeah.
You got to keep trying. You can't allow yourself to be completely beaten by it, whatever it is. You can't allow that. It's okay. Sit in it for a little bit, because sitting in in an odd way, it almost feels good to have that misery a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's going to come a time where it's okay. So how long am I going to do this?
It's get up, wash your face.
How long am I going to sit in this mud puddle before I get up, change my clothes, move on, and leave it behind me?
When I was a little girl, I was in the hospital for God only knows what, something. And I had been in for a while. And my mom said, one of the nurses came, like an old school nurse came in, and she was like, that's it. You're getting out of here today. Opened up my curtains, got me out of bed, put me in the chair, put fresh linens on the bed, probably cranked the window open. You probably could.
Yeah.
Then. And my mom, you bounced back. You were discharged by that afternoon. And it was like, enough is enough. Get up.
It's funny because I don't know if you've experienced it, and it might be more common and normal than I think, but so you're in bed, okay? You're sick. You've got the flu or whatever. And you know those first few days, especially if you're able to stay home from school or go to work or whatever.
Yeah.
Those first few days, you're like, once you start to feel a little bit better to where you're not, you're like, hey, this is nice. But I'm relaxing now. You don't want it to end. But then when you know you get better, when you're better, and you can feel, when that clock goes off, when that alarm goes off, you're better.
Yeah.
There's no reason you should still be in this bed.
Up.
You're, oh man. But then it's hard to do it. It's hard to flip that switch.
Yeah.
But then once you do, you get moving and you're good. Yeah. Well, you're like, okay, it's behind me.
It's behind me.
It's behind me. But it's easy to just stay there.
It is easy
to
stay there. And one of the things that we teach is that I think everybody has the idea, at least I had the idea, we had the idea that motivation equals action equals results. And that's not true. Action equals the result, which then equals motivation, right?
Yeah.
So if you're waiting to feel motivated,
it's not going to fall out of the sky.
No, you have to take the action first, and you have to sometimes make yourself get out of that bed or force yourself to say, I'm getting up. In one little step. I used to spend the night at my grandparents', and I went to school in a different town, so I had to drive like 30 minutes to get to school from their house. So I had to get up pretty early. And my grandfather, my papa, was so smart. And he would say, I'd say, I'm so tired. I wanted to stay here today. And he'd say, nope, go put a hot washcloth on your face. Go wash your face and get going. And even just that one step. So that's my advice for you today. If you're stuck in it and you're really going through it, not a scalding hot one, please.
No.
I'm not going to self-sabotage.
Please don't do that.
Put a hot washcloth, wash your face, get up, open the blinds, get some clothes on. And if that's what you do, that's what you do.
Yeah.
If that's all you do. But try to find that positive side. You can focus on the negative.
It's easy to do that
all day long. And it might be hard to find the positive, right?
It took me a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It really did. Like I said, I felt let down and very bitter for a very long time. And looking back, I'm really, really saddened by it. It took me too damn long. It's just like.
Yeah, but God's time is different than our time. And maybe those lessons that you have within.
You can't go backwards. It is what it is. And at least I did come out on the other side. And, and as everybody will.
Yeah. And if you're facing something, maybe it's like the loss of a job or a diagnosis or a relationship issue or whatever it is, sit back for a minute and really try and see, hey, here is what I can see from the top of this mound of dirt that I'm standing on, this crappy situation. And don't let yourself sink down into it. I mean,
just open yourself up to the next opportunity.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to spit out at the beginning. There's never been a crossroad for me that I've come out on the other side of and thought, I wish that wouldn't have happened. Every single opportunity experience that I have had on the other side of hard has been beautiful.
that's a good record.
Yeah.
That's a good record.
I mean,
And I feel the same way because you and I getting together, you showed me you opened me up to be able to write music. I always had ideas musically, but never lyrics or anything like that. But us as a team, we've made some pretty good music.
Yeah, I think so.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
So out of all the stuff that I've in the past and everything and went through and done and whatever have you, I feel that all that experience led me to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the positive I took away from all of that other stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it funny too now, if you look back, if you had that same opportunity to do over something that you wanted so bad, you wouldn't take it.
No, I don't think I would. I don't think if I had the opportunity tomorrow. I mean, it really depends. I can't say.
Sure.
I can't say, but
Call him.
I don't know. This guy's tired.
Yeah, we do talk about that a lot. Would you go on the road?
I don't know.
I think you should sometimes, but that's a whole different, it's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
So what curves are you at? What crossroads are you at? What mound are you standing on, or are you buried under right now? And how do you flip it? If you're under it, how do you get on top of it?
Just keep trying.
Yeah.
Just keep trying. Keep clawing. Keep coming at it. Don't let it beat you.
Sometimes it has to be minute by minute and hour by hour.
Yeah, there's no magical cure.
Yeah, no. And it's no surprise. It's no secret if you listen to our show that I deal with a lot of health anxiety, and I've had to just succumb to this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And I can fight it, or I can let it mold me and continue forward. And that's all you can do.
You either adapt because you only can control the things you can control.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. So if you're sitting in all that, and so many of us are,
Yeah.
just know that whatever's on the other side of hard it's going to be okay. We promise you.
The effort will be worth it.
It is going to be okay.
Messages. Let us, know,
Yeah.
what are you going through right now?
Yeah. Let us know, because we'd like to be there with you. Let's sign on out. And I'm Janelle Carter. Thanks so much for listening to No Stage Lights.
I'm Terry Carter. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.